Welcome back, Jeff Shares Stuff, talking about all things Vanagon again. So today we have a question from Devaster Owner, and he asks, what if I would like to keep the original 2.1 engine, but have it rebuilt? Would this be a better cost for me? Okay, Devaster Owner, I know from a previous post that you put on one of my videos that you recently purchased this van, and apparently it's having engine trouble, so you're asking about a possible rebuild. Would the cost work out better for me? So I did some research and I found out that a rebuild would cost, say about $3,000 on up. But the thing about the rebuild is the cost also depends on how many components of that engine you actually want to have redone. So the thing is each rebuild will cost something different. Another thing to take into consideration is that when a rebuild is done on an engine, there's no guarantee that that engine is going to come out back to the way that it originally is. Each rebuild, actually, the way that the engine will perform will be different, so it's hard to predict the outcome. So with the rebuild, certain parts are going to be taken apart, repaired, refurbished, or also replaced. So all of that is going to determine the price of the rebuild. Now, another thing before you have your van taken to the shop that you should consider is that you want to make sure that you take your van to a reputable shop that has done many rebuilds before. Like I said, though, a rebuild is always a gamble. There's no sure way to know how exactly it's going to come out. Another thing to consider is that there are actually rebuild kits that you can buy online, and I've seen these from $850 on up, depending on what all components of the engine that you want to replace. So also you need to consider the cost of labor that the garage is going to come put in, which, like I said, this can cost you total anywhere from $3,000 on up. I've heard rebuilds going all the way up to nearly $10,000. One more thing to consider is that even though you rebuild this engine, it's still going to be that same 2.1 Vanagon engine. So you're still going to be producing the 90 horsepower. It's still going to be a slow engine. Basically, you're just taking that engine apart. The parts are going to be worked on. Certain things are going to be replaced, and it's going to be put back together. But the thing is that it's still going to be a severely underpowered vehicle, and it can still have the same issues as the original Vanagon engine down the road. So it's not going to become that much more of a reliable engine. So those are all things to consider. I've read of people having 2 rebuilds done with the original Vanagon engine. So cost-wise, that's something that you need to consider. So I want to close by saying that because you get the engine rebuilt does not necessarily mean that that engine becomes more reliable. You're just basically extending the life of that engine. So I'm sure that there are some viewers who maybe have had the engine on their Vanagon rebuilt. And if you have experience with this, please comment below. I'm sure that would help out Devaster Owner quite a bit. So any comments you have on this video, please just place them below. I hope that this information was helpful to you. Once again, Jeff Shares Stuff. And if you like, you can always make a donation to my channel. It's in the description area. $1 or less, that's not much, and it would be much appreciated. So everyone out there, I hope you have a fantastic evening, and I will talk with you later.